yay, now I can see a chat. How about that? Well, darn. Who knew? Okay. So apparently you can't have it on an audience made for kids because then nobody can chat. So here I am. All right. Nobody in here yet? Uh-huh. Hey, Lee. We got some decent weather. It's sunny and about 57. You see my sleeves are rolled up. Now we can chat. Hey, Grayson. I don't know how to do these lives. So I'm just doing it the old-fashioned way. You know, everybody's talking about getting this and getting that and wax dipping and all this fancy stuff. You know, I just got to get the basics down first. So, hey, Vincent. So I got 6 that we put together a couple of weeks ago. So what was neat is I went to eat lunch with my husband, like we do every Saturday at the Mexican restaurant. And I said, you know, I think I'm going to go up to this SW paint store. Can you see that? And see if they've got any oops paint. So I went in there and I asked this nice gentleman who used to be a preacher at a church across town. He's run that store as long as I can remember. Good grief, I remember going in there with my daddy when I was just a little girl. He remembered my daddy too. And what's so funny is I asked him, I said, you got any oops paints? He says, well, we don't make mistakes. Or no. That's not what he said. I said, do you have any paint that somebody might have brought back that they weren't happy with? He said, we don't have too many unhappy customers. He says, I make sure everybody's happy when they leave here. So I said, well, he said, actually, he said, we get a lot of paint that gets mixed by mistake. And he said, somebody comes in, a couple of guys that come in about 2 or 3 times during the week and cleans them out. And I said, well, that's understandable. They probably beekeepers like me, painting their boxes. So he says, let me see what I got. And he went to the back and he found a whole gallon that had a big old dent. A big old dent. I can't tell. There, you can see it's dented. And I said, how much do I owe you for it? Even mixed it for me. I mean, you know, stirred it up. He says, well, he says, I wasn't going to charge you for it. I was going to give it to you. I was like, oh, that's even better. I said, I'll be happy to pay you for it. He said, no. He said, I was just going to give it to you. And I said, dang, that's nice. So I got me a gallon of brand new white exterior grade latex for nothing. Now, he likes honey, but I'm not supposed to be telling him telling anybody. I'm going back up there to take him some honey. And of course I can't let corporate know either, because he's not supposed to accept gifts. So we're just going to have an exchange. And I'm going to take him some honey. But, you know, I got to thinking, it used to bug me when I was growing up, or I should say not really growing up. I guess it was growing up. I was in my 20s. And it bothered me that nobody knew me unless I mentioned my daddy's name. And then God knows everybody knows my daddy and my sisters, you know. My daddy carried mail for 18 years. And, but I got to thinking about it, and now that I'm in my 50s, all those people who knew my daddy, my daddy's gone. He's been gone, 2008, 2009. So he's been gone 15 years. Jeez, almost 15 years. But the sad thing is those people are going to be gone soon. And so it's kind of, when you're 57, it's nice to see somebody who knew your daddy. But yep, I'm just out painting bee boxes, honey boxes to put on my hives when the time comes. It's not going to be much longer. I figure, let's see, this is February the, 19th or 20th. So we're looking at a couple of weeks, 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. We'll be supering up, getting ready for nectar flow. So I just thought I'd turn the camera on while I was out here. And the dog's out here. I'm surprised he's not barking. Thank goodness he's not. What's everybody doing today? I still got anybody on here? Yeah, looks like I got 3 people on here. Who's out there? Y'all talk to me. My husband's gonna think I'm crazy talking to myself. He's like in that room right there, watching TV. And he's gonna think I'm crazy talking to myself. And I see who the no-life beekeepers are that ain't got anything better to do than to watch me paint my supers, huh? I'm getting hot. Y'all, it's actually hot. It's like 57 degrees out here, I think. Something like that. I don't know. But yeah, it's warm out here. Dog's happy now. But yeah, I got to thinking about my daddy. It's funny how different things kind of trigger memories and trigger emotions. Of course, I'm not going to get all bubbly and start oozing, seeping bodily fluids out of my eyes for y'all, but you know, there's times when a girl misses her daddy, no matter how that old girl is. I walk out in the yard, I see my daddy sometimes, just in my head. Not really, but I mean, I see him. I can, because this is the house that I grew up in. So there's lots of memories here. I can feel his presence. I can feel my mama's presence. So any of y'all that still got your mamas and daddies around, y'all appreciate them now. Don't matter what kind of shape they're in. It's hard when they're gone. Still got 2 in here. I'm not completely boring y'all, am I? Who is that? Nope. I'm not crying. It's the paint time. No. Oh, but you know something? Y'all have lost a parent. Y'all know that, I mean, it's like y'all can start crying at the simplest things. I was at my nephew's wedding, and they started playing Amazing Grace on the cello, and I just started bawling like a baby. I miss my mama. But no, I ain't crying. I'm happy. I like my setup with the sawhorses, and I think this is an old threshold because I didn't have any more lumber. So I found an old threshold under the carport. My dad had intended to use it one time. I figured it's time to use it for something. So I almost got three sides out of 4 with a first coat. Went out and checked my bees. Just popped out there earlier. They're flying, so it's nice. It's nice and warm. It got cold last night though, buddy. I think it got 32. Kevin said this morning when he got up to go to breakfast it was 29 degrees. So it got a little colder than what they thought it was going to get. It's not too bad. It's nice out here now. But I knew as soon as I got that paint, I thought, well, I got to paint and wax this weekend. So guess what day it is, or what time it is? It's painting time, so I figure I can wax inside at night. But I don't paint inside unless we just have an extremely rainy weather. So what is everybody out doing today? Y'all got anything going on? I got my swarm lure in, and I got to get a ratchet strap. I think I'm going to put the swarm, I'm going to cheat and put it in my bee yard. And that way I ain't got to split. At least not right away. I got one hive that I think is at the farmer's market. Oh, fun. We're building a new farmer's market in town. I'm so excited. We had what they called their farmer's market, Lee. And for some reason, they only ran it like on Tuesdays. Well, shoot, I'm at work on Tuesdays, y'all. I got stuff I want to sell at the farmer's market. And I guess they had enough people complaining that it was only on Tuesdays and they weren't getting very many vendors. They have like 3 or 4 vendors up there. But they're building a farmer's market. And I guess, I don't know if the hours are going to change. I'm hoping they do. But I love farmer's markets that stay open year round. There's one of my girls visiting. Girl, what you doing? She's got some green pollen in her basket. She just flew off. And yes, I could see that without my glasses. It must be red maple, huh? Isn't it a bright green? It's kind of a bright green. I got back on and was watching some of Charlie's stream last night that I missed after I went to bed. And they were talking about, I think it was Mark, talking about using pipe tobacco in a smoker. I thought that was funny. I went to school, high school with a guy that just reconnected with me not long ago. He used to keep bees, and he said he'd go out to keep his bees with nothing but a cigar. Kept a cigar lit the whole time he was out at the beehives. He never did use a smoker. So all he did was keep a lit cigar. Okay. I said, you might want to wear a veil and something if you come over here and work my bees with me. Because there's not too spicy right now, I guess, because there is a little flow on. And but last year Bruce and I both had those spicy bees. I know Bruce ain't on here because looked like he was at Garrett Coliseum watching a basketball game in Montgomery. So, but yeah, he had some spicy bees last year. And I did too. They were lighting me up when I went in. We got trains and planes going by and overhead. Surprised I hadn't heard a helicopter yet. We have lots of those. All right. Lee, are you the only one in here with me, honey? You keeping me company? Sitting at the farmer's market. Oh. These were boxes I bought at Beware's place down in Marianna, about an hour and a half from here. It's the closest bee supply place we've got, other than what you can find at the big box stores, and I'm not real wild about. I can't even remember the name of those that they sell. But yeah, I go down there not once every. Here's one of my girls. I go down there about once every 3 months or so, depending on what I need. I think I've counted that I've got 16 supers, I think. I think it was 16, maybe 15, I don't remember. But I bought these. I got some more deep boxes when I went down there. I may just fit the bill next year and buy me some, what is it, Pure, or the Premier, the Pureco, or ones with a dovetail design, because they look like these just don't, the finger joints, I don't know. I have them glued and nailed, and they were kind of hard to put together. So I may just, like I said, just bite the bullet, like Lee says, buy once, cry once, and get those boxes so they have a little bit better dovetails, because these finger joints sometimes are not the best. I think I am going to be in the market for a new extractor though, because if I make any more honey this year than I made last season, I don't know if I can handle that little hand crank extractor. That I was running out of room and money. I had a little financial setback in December. My hours got decreased to part-time, and so I'm going to go back to work as a nurse for just on and off, like once a week. I'm still keeping my part-time, but I'm going to do part-time nursing, bedside nursing and labor and delivery. I gotta get my feet wet again in those realms. I haven't worked as an RN in like 12, 13 years. I hadn't worked as a labor and delivery nurse in even longer than that. So it's going to be interesting. But I'm looking forward to it, which is kind of weird. Isn't that weird? But I've done a little consolidation and paid off some bills, and I'm going to try to expand this area of my life a little bit. Looking into making some soaps and hand creams and face creams and stuff like that, using products out of the beehive. I've come up with a name. I just got to go get it trademarked. So, and I've been playing around with some formulas, and we'll see how that winds up. But, yeah, looking at expanding, not so much into bees so much as I am into products from the beehive. So I've got propolis traps, not propolis, excuse me, I say it wrong every time. I've been doing this going on my 3rd year now. So I'm going to be making some tinctures. I'm going to have a bigger herb garden this year. So I'm going to be expanding into like the aesthetics part of the beehive products, and also into the more natural homeopathy. And give me thumbs up. Tell me if I'm doing right. I hope. All right. I think I've bored y'all to tears enough. So, thanks for joining me. See y'all later. Bye.